Welcome, heroes of the Stoicism. Join a journey of transformation with us to make 2024 the best year of your life. Today, equipped with potent Stoic principles for constructive transformation, we're exploring the behaviors that are holding us back. Together, let us mold strong, attentive lives. Get ready to live intentionally, change your routine, and begin a prosperous 2024. Are you up for the challenge? Press the like button, contribute your ideas, and join our growing community by subscribing to receive more inspiring Stoic insights. Let's fight and break those habits together. Taking proactive action in place of procrastination. Gratitude delaying. The practice of putting off responsibilities or procrastination is a common problem that many people face. It frequently results in lower output, more stress, and a feeling of unfulfillment. The Stoic view of procrastination promotes embracing and realizing what is under our control. From a Stoic perspective, people are taught to take prompt, proactive action when it comes to their actions. According to Stoicism, procrastination is the result of a mismatch between one's own objectives and societal expectations. People can handle their responsibilities with a sense of purpose and agency by dividing jobs into smaller, more manageable phases with specific objectives. Practical solutions. People can use disciplined strategies such as making to-do lists, ranking things according to urgency, and applying time management methods like the Pomodoro technique to apply Stoic principles in conquering procrastination. This method encourages deliberate and focused work intervals interspersed with brief stops, which is in line with Stoic ideals. Negative self-talk. Developing a good inner conversation. Identifying self-talk which is negative. Internal criticism and self-doubt are trademarks of negative self-talk, which is a harmful habit that can have a significant impact on one's mental health and general well-being. It erects a wall over your growth and fulfillment that is self-imposed. From a Stoic perspective, control over one's ideas and feelings is advocated. According to Stoic philosophy, negative self-talk is a reflection of perception rather than the truth itself. To change their internal story, people are encouraged by the concept to cultivate affirmations, practice self-reflection, and practice mindfulness. Practical solutions. Dealing on negative self-talk requires actively confronting bad ideas, meditation to examine ideas objectively, and reflecting on oneself to find the underlying causes of self-doubt. When affirmations are in line with Stoic principles, they can be effective instruments for cultivating an optimistic internal dialogue and a self-empowerment mindset. Careless scrolling. Giving real relationships more weight than virtual participation. Comprehending mindless scrolling. Inconsiderate browsing, commonly linked to overindulgent social media use, may end in reduced performance, a sense of loneliness, and an alienation from actual life events. It reflects a contemporary issue that calls for consideration. From a Stoic perspective, it is crucial to consider outside influences and acknowledge the things that we can control. Overuse of social media is categorized as an external factor. Prioritizing in-person interactions is advised by Stoicism, which is consistent with the philosophy's focus on community and relationships. Practical solutions. People can establish time restrictions for online activity, designate certain unplugged times, and maintain a healthy online atmosphere as ways to control their usage of social media according to Stoic ideals. Stoicism promotes thoughtful behavior, and people reclaim control over their digital habits by intentionally cultivating meaningful connections in the real world. Unhealthy eating. Selecting nutritious substitutes for improved well-being. Knowledge. Bad eating. Poor dietary choices and unhealthy eating habits can lead to a number of health problems that affect one's physical and mental health. It illustrates a typical problem with the contemporary way of living. From a Stoic perspective, deliberate decisions about one's food are made in all facets of life. The theory promotes substituting healthy foods for unsatisfactory eating choices. Understanding how dietary decisions affect one's general state of well-being is consistent with the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with the natural world. Realistic solutions. Choosing a well-balanced combination of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins is key to incorporating Stoic principles into eating practices. The Stoic philosophy of purposeful living and holistic well-being is in line with paying attention to portion sizes, being aware of emotional triggers for bad eating, and consulting nutritionists. Absence of exercise, breaking the cycle of sedentary behavior. Comprehending absence of exercise. In today's world, leading a sedentary lifestyle characterized by little physical activity is a major problem. It is linked to a number of health concerns, such as heart disease, obesity, and mental health difficulties. The Stoic viewpoint highlights how the body and mind are intertwined. A sedentary lifestyle must be broken by introducing regular physical activity into everyday routines. The ideology urges people to acknowledge the significance of physical health in attaining a well-rounded and satisfying existence. Practical solutions: people might embrace regular physical activity in accordance with Stoic ideas by engaging in outdoor pursuits, regimented workout programs, or mindful movement techniques like yoga. The focus is on maintaining a disciplined approach to physical health, acknowledging the body as a necessary component of the Stoic path toward a robust and meaningful life. Consuming negative news, keeping a balanced information diet. Identifying the consumption of negative news. Constant exposure to negative news can be harmful to mental health, increasing tension and anxiety. It's critical to strike a balance among the need of remaining informed and maintaining of mental health. From a Stoic perspective, one ought to focus on the things that one can control. This entails understanding why information affects emotions and deliberately choosing a balanced information diet in the context of negative news consumption. The Stoic school of thinking encourages cultivating fortitude against unpredictable external occurrences and limiting exposure to adverse events. Practical solutions: people can choose sources they can trust, balance news updates with upbeat and positive content, and set reasonable time limits for consuming news in order to adhere to Stoic principles. This method embodies the Stoic dedication to purposeful living and preserving mental stability in the face of constant external input. Conscientious snacking: making educated nutritional decisions. Knowing about mindless snacking. Unconscious habits, emotional triggers, or boredom can all lead to mindless munching, which can exacerbate dietary patterns and general health problems. From a Stoic perspective, intended life is promoted, such as routines like eating. Mindless snacking is a reflection of a choice's lack of mindfulness, which Stoicism attempts to remedy by encouraging habit awareness, recognizing emotional triggers, and making deliberate choices that are in line with one's overall health. Practical solutions: choosing nutritious treats, being conscious of portion sizes, and managing emotional triggers for snacking are all part of implementing Stoic ideals into eating routines. The Stoic school of thought emphasizes the value in making deliberate decisions that promote overall well-being and argues for a disciplined approach to everyday routines. Overscreening: redefining digital behaviors for improved well-being. Knowledge overscreening: too much time spent on screens, be they gadgets or social media, can negatively affect one's ability to sleep, cope with stress, and feel good everywhere else. It depicts a contemporary issue that needs deliberate thought. From a Stoic perspective, one has to acknowledge what is under one's control. This includes establishing reasonable time restrictions, participating in offline activities, and encouraging a thoughtful attitude about digital habits in relation to excessive screen time. People who practice Stoicism are encouraged to put their well-being above their excessive interaction with external stimuli. Practical solutions: people may apply Stoic ideas through establishing reasonable screen time restrictions, taking part in offline activities, and practicing awareness when using technology. People who choose when and how to use screens deliberately match their behavior with the tenets of Stoicism: intentional living and self-control. Ignoring mental health: make well-being the top concern in a busy world. Gratitude: disregarding mental health. Overlooking psychological needs can have long-term consequences, whether it's because of personal neglect or social shame. Making mental health a top concern is vital for resilience and fulfillment in general. From a Stoic perspective, the link with the body and mind is prized. Ignoring mental health is inconsistent with Stoic ideals, which promote taking care of oneself, seeking help from professionals when necessary, and encouraging candid discussions about mental health. Those who adopt Stoicism are inclined to recognize the significance of mental health in leading a robust and significant life. Real solutions: people can prioritize their mental health through establishing self-care routines, seeking professional help when needed, and having open talks about well-being in order to demonstrate Stoic ideals. With its focus on intentional life, Stoicism offers a framework for boldly and mindfully addressing mental health issues. Lack of boundaries: using Stoic principles to promote healthy relationships. Comprehending the lack of limits. In both personal and professional relationships, a lack of boundaries may result in stress, burnout, and a decreased feeling of well-being. Positive connections involve the setting of straightforward limits. The Stoic perspective stresses the virtue of recognizing what is under one's control, such as personal boundaries. In order to establish healthy boundaries, one must prioritize self-care, establish limits in a clear and concise manner, and cultivate a balanced attitude to relationships. People who practice optimism are encouraged to manage their relationships with self-awareness and intention. Practical solutions. Persons can prioritize self-care without feeling liable, speak clearly about personal boundaries, and establish a balanced approach to personal and professional interactions in order to integrate Stoic suggestions into relationships. People who live up to the ideas of Stoicism build a foundation for mutual happiness based on respect and understanding.